Okay, and welcome back to part 2 of what if Vados had adopted Goku. Last time, we delved into A, how Goku gets to Universe 6, B, why Vados would take him in, and then C, his relationships in Universe 6. For example, him traveling with his mother to certain planets just to do certain, like, pick up ingredients. I'm certain they've also been to Namek in that world as well, to pick up, like, because they were big farmers in Namek. So she's gotten Namekian plants and herbs for, like, cooking. But also he met Kaba, who I have aged down in this to work as kind of a good rival for him, kind of his Vegeta without the douchiness. And we met King Latas, or Lettuce, who's the king of the Saiyans there, and God knows how powerful he really is. And so their friendly rivalry begins. And really, we wouldn't be doing much with Goku here until he's around his end of Dragon Ball age, around his early 20s. The reason for that is this. Goku is spending a lot of his time training with his mom, hanging out with Kaba, sparring with him, learning more about Universe 6. There's not a lot that can go on in that time. Now, at some point, though, Goku probably does note that he is different than the other Saiyans. That he does say, Mom, I'm a Saiyan, right? Of course, Goku. Why do you ask? But I have a tail. That's right. You're from a different universe. I found you after your planet was destroyed. Yeah, Are there any other Saiyans left in my universe, Mom? I feel, while I love, Cobb is great, and Planet Salad is really good, and they're accepting, I don't know, I've always felt a little different. And Vados, goes, well, there is good news and bad news, Goku. I was saying, I remember our minor trip to Universe 7, is it, that we've taken before, courtesy of Lord Champa. Yes, well, there are a few Saiyans left in that universe. Unfortunately, none of them are, what's the best way to put it? None of them are the polite sort. Wait, what do you mean by that? Unfortunately, they, even before they were working for being known as Frieza, they weren't the kindest of individuals. You see, the Saiyans in your universe were much more the consistent of barbarians and conquerors. A military force that worked in tandem to overtake other weaker planets and conquer it as their own. What? That's horrible. So you can see why I'd be hesitant to introduce you to those Saiyans, son. Well, you're worried. Are they that strong? Well, for their universe, they're strong. Of course, you're my son, and you've grown so much stronger since coming under my tutelage. No, you'd be able to handle it no problem, which is true. And we'll talk more about how strong Goku would have gotten over, frankly, a decade, give or take. Especially with consistent training, other training methods. We'll get to that in just a second. No, it's more, I just don't want you to be disappointed in what you may find. And Goku was left to ponder this a little bit. I got some thinking to do, but thanks, Mom, for telling me the truth. Of course, my son. And Chopper's like, you really are too soft on the boy. You know that. It's like, he's my son. What can I do? He's not actually, you're not biologically related, right? He's not really, Vados just gives him the mother look. He's like, he's not really what, Lord Champa? He's not really supposed to be your problem. and she knows what he was trying to say, and she just cut him to the quick, because all the angel attendants, as far as I know, are stronger than the gods of destruction, although there might be a couple of the gods that are almost equal to their angels. So yeah, she kind of puts him in his place. I was like, whatever, it's none of my business. And so Goku would go about his way for a good long while. Now, how strong has Goku gotten? Well, he certainly has God Ki down at this point. Now, honestly, with 10 extra years of training, he's at least Dragon Ball Super equivalent at this point. But beyond that, he's also learned, many of the techniques of said universes that exist, including things like Kai techniques, their version of the instant transmission. He's also been practicing Ultra Instinct. I don't know if he has mastered Ultra Instinct still. But, I mean, to be fair, a full 2 decades of training, roughly. If he doesn't have full Ultra Instinct, he has Ultra Instinct Sign. I think he can do that. And he can go into that automatically. But beyond that, he does, because he's not a god of destruction, and he doesn't really have interest of being a god of destruction, he hasn't really been training in things like Destroyer's Ki. Although he's probably had some off and on lessons from Champa when they spar. Speaking of which, is he stronger than Champa? No, I wouldn't put him stronger than Champa. Even though he does have Ultra Instinct Sign, or Ultra Instinct Omen, I guess is a better way to put it. And God Key, it does put him on a solid level. It means he can actually fight Champa. And with the Ultra Instinct Omen, he is actually able to keep up with Champa to a certain degree and give Champa a good fight. I can actually see Champa kind of slimming down a little bit because Goku is constantly there to spar with him and legitimately give him a workout. So when Beerus and Champa ultimately meet again, Beerus is gonna point out and go, Champa, have you lost weight? And say, I have, thank you, brother. You're not the only one who's got the fighter's body. But we would catch up with Goku after the fact, long term. Kaba and him are sitting down, they're just chalking after a spar. Kaba, meanwhile, has actually attained Super Saiyan through training with Goku. Not that Goku was taught him that, although Goku probably learned it from Kaba. Kaba just, feeling that, urge to, push himself as far as he can, eventually feels the energy pulling on his back, and just, boom, goes into Super Saiyan for the first time. And everyone's just stunned by this. Like, what is this? It's like, whoa! And, he challenges Goku, and he's like, well, you're so much stronger. I'd say at least 50 or 40. No, 50 times stronger than before. Oh! Wait, how'd you do that? And so he shows him how he did it, or explains how he did it. King Latas also learns it, and that puts King Latas on a huge level of power for it being in his unit. Honestly, take Divine Beings out of the universe, the only guy who would probably beat him in a fight is Hit, straight out. Because they do imply the King of Saiyans in that world is the strongest one there is of the Saiyans in their world. Kale doesn't qualify because Kale's kind of an anomaly. We're talking about just the standard state. Because they didn't even know about Kale's potential at the time when he said that. But they're sitting down one day after drinking and saying, what's up, Goku? I don't know. There's Saiyans. I'm not from this universe, Kaba. Yeah, I know. But it's not just that. There's times I don't feel like I belong. It's like, well, come on, Goku. You've always been welcome. I know, and I really appreciate that. It's just, or Kakarot. We'll call him Goku for the sake of this, but in the world he's known as Kakarot. But I don't know. I just feel like there's maybe something more for me in that Universe 7. Well, you can't always go to Universe 7. Just ask your mom to go. It's not that difficult, is it? I don't know. She's my mom. She just wants to. She even said that they're probably not nice at all. The Saiyans in my world are more conquerors and brutal than the Saiyans here. Really? That's horrible. Yeah, I have a feeling she just tried to detract me from going. It's like, well, why not just go on your own? You know the technique, right? And Goku's like, well, I guess I could. I do know the teleportation technique thanks to the training with the Kais. But, Mom would know pretty quick that I'm gone. He's like, well, just, a hot lock onto their energy once you get into the universe, and then you go from there. And so I was like, I guess I could do that, but I'm gonna need a planet to. Now Goku, I'm gonna need a planet to land on. Now Goku could survive in space, not survive, but he could survive in a vacuum. We know that, and he can hold his breath for a while. And with training from Vados, Champa, controlling Ki and all that, he probably could even do a Green Lantern and basically put a protective aura around him to survive in space, trap oxygen in there for longer. So he could probably survive in space indefinitely for at least an hour or two. And it's not like he'd be in there, but he's probably more comfortable landing on a planet. And so he's kind of sensing, putting out his energy, okay, I'm going to do it. And so he actually goes to Champa and says, hey, Uncle Champa, it's like, what is it, Kakarot? What do you want? It's like, I'm going to head over to Universe 7 for a bit. What? Why are you whispering that to me? Go tell your mother. I get the feeling Mom's going to try to stop me. You know how she is. It's like, that's true, I do. It's like, so just, if she asks where I am, just say I'm out training with Kaba, or make up some excuse like that. It's like, weren't you just training with Kaba, though? I was, but, now tell her I'm still training with Kaba. You know she can check her staff to know if you're lying, Goku. Why do you think you never got away with it when you were a kid? I was like, well, I know, but just keep her from checking your staff, that's all. It's like, you want me to try to prevent her from checking your staff? You know she can kick my ass, right? Yeah, I know, thanks. I was like, wait, what? How did I agree to let that little brat stay here all these years? Something wrong, Lord Shelby. Ah! No, not at all. No, it's like, have you seen Kakarot around? I haven't seen him. Last I knew, yes, I actually just spoke with him. He just went off to go train with Kaba for a while. Wasn't he training with Kaba earlier? You know Saiyans. Like, And Vados, admittedly, knowing Goku well enough, it's like, I suppose that's true. Well, also, I suppose I should get dinner ready. Should only take a couple of hours. You two, after the of course, have such a big appetite. It's like, I swear to God, Kakarot, if you're not back here by the time she's done with dinner, I'm going to kill you myself. So Goku shows up, and he shows up on the only place he can think of, Shin's planet. Because the Kais are universal, as are the gods of destruction. Or, actually, he could also show up on Whis' planet, too. So, he shows up and just, boop, it's like, so this is the planet of the god of destruction of the 7th universe. Interesting. Alright, now I gotta get a beat on these Saiyans. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but who might you be? Sorry about interrupting. I'm not interrupting. No. Lord Beerus is currently fast asleep right now, having one of his. Lord Beerus. Oh wait, that's right. This is Universe 7. Beerus is Shampa's brother, right? Indeed, man. How do you know that? And I must say, you're immortal, right? A Saiyan of this universe, but your energy level is much different than any Saiyan I've normally met. Yeah, funny story about that. By the way, what's your name? I'm Whis. Oh, I'd be Whis. Oh, you're Vados' brother. Brother's sister. I mean, he's feminine enough. He could be her sister. But oh, you know my sister too? Yeah, mom's great. Mother? And so he's like, he explains everything. He's like, oh, well, my sister's certainly been busy, hasn't she? So you're the son of an angel. You have certainly done yourself well, I will say that. You could actually give Lord Beerus a good fight. Yeah, I've been giving Uncle Shampa really gives it to me in training. I still can't really beat him, though I can definitely land a good punch or two. Really? That's interesting indeed. I may have to ask you to be a bit of a sparring partner once Lord Beerus wakes up. Those naps can cause him to gain so much weight. He gets so out of shape. I hear that. Uncle Shampa's really been losing weight when training. Really? Shampa's been thinning down. Well then, may I ask why you're... Oh, yeah, sorry. I really just needed a point of reference for this universe before I actually wanted to look. Well, you said, that's right. You said you were looking for the Saiyans. Well, if you'd like a little bit of a hand, let's see now. Interesting. There's 5 remaining Saiyans in this universe. Is that really? Really? 5? Yes, 3 of them, unfortunately, are under the employment of Frieza, an individual none of us are very fond of. But the other 2, interesting. One seems to be living on. We actually don't know what planet Tarble lives on. We all just know he's married. It's like, he seems to be, and based on what I can tell of his personality, he seems to be a much more kind-hearted fellow. And then there's this young lad here. A lot of potential in this one. A lot of raw, untapped emotion. Yes, this one. There's a planet called Vampa. This one's on. 3 that work for Frieza, and then there's Vampa, and then there's the other one on planet. Insert name here. We don't know what planet he's on. So, I guess which one should I visit first? Well, if I were to be the betting angel, and I am, I'd probably go with the one who's probably the least likely to attack you. This one here. I don't know his name, but seems nice enough. Sure, okay. Thanks, Luis. No problem. And if you're going to look for the others, I suggest you get a beat on their energy now. That way you get used to it. Good idea. And then you just... Okay, got it. And I'm just doing this for effect. He's not using instant transmission. He's using... Again, I can't actually remember what the Kai version of it. It's a better version of the instant transmission, though. So he is... so he transports, and he shows up on the planet with Tarble and his wife are. And he's like, whoa, who are you? Oh, hi, I'm Kakarot. And are you here to threaten us? What? No, not at all. So, wait, you're a Saiyan. Another Saiyan survived? It's like, yeah. Yeah, I did. Oh, I'm not quite from here locally. And so he, explains his scenario to Kaba. And Tarble. It's like, whoa, that's unreal. You trained with you've been adopted by the angel of your universe, And now you're basically, now you're as strong as you are? Yeah, I am. It's pretty awesome, really. I mean, if you want to run, sure, it's pretty awesome, really. But, I mean, I'm not from that universe, so I've always felt a little off. So I wanted to come here and meet the remaining Saiyans of this universe if I could, just to kind of see where I came from. It's like, huh. Well, I don't know much about the other Saiyans, but to be honest, I don't know if they even survived. Well, I can confirm at least 4 others did. It's like, really? Who? Well, let's see here. We mentioned a guy on planet Vampa. Actually, technically it's 6, but you know what I mean. There's 2 on Vampa, a father and a son. Probably gonna visit them next. And I'm saving apparently the guys called Vegeta and the group with the 3 of them with Vegeta for us. Vegeta, my brother? Wait, Vegeta's your brother? Yeah. Unfortunately, Dad thought I was too weak and wouldn't survive, so he sent me off to another planet, and I managed to do all right for myself. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, he's but what about Vegeta and who else is with him? Well, I don't know the other. We didn't know the other 2's name, but they're apparently under the employment of Frieza. Frieza, that bastard. Word started to spread around after Vegeta's destruction. He was the one responsible for it. It was because apparently he was afraid of us, that we'd get too strong to control. It's like, really? Perhaps I should. Maybe I definitely should save that for last. But no, sorry for bothering you. Don't worry, Tarble. I'm gonna make things right, no matter what. I was like, well, wait, what are you gonna do? I was like, well, first I'm gonna go visit those Saiyans, and I'm gonna pay your brother a visit. Are you insane? It's Frieza. I mean, look, I know you're strong and you got an angel for a bear, but are you sure about that? Yeah. But before I go, maybe I can teach you something to help you out. It's like, wait, like what? Well, there's this technique I picked up training with the Saiyans in our universe. Wait, you're Saiyans of the other universe? Oh yeah, they're real good people too. But okay, so the idea is you put the energy into all your energy into back and let it burst, and he explains Super Saiyan to Tarble. They look almost identical. To Tarble, and he is, he's powering up and just as it tries a few times, like, no, don't worry, you might not get it the first time, but sure enough, just, all right, here it goes, stand back, it's gonna get rough, powers up, it's like, whoa, and those who can sense energy, particularly those on Earth, might be able to feel that level of power out in the distance, although probably not. Like, it's very hard for anyone to sense real, true power all the way out in the cosmos. Even someone like the Supreme Kai, well, to be fair, Supreme Kai, Kibito, and Gohan could sense Goku when he fought Buu, but that's a different thing entirely. Goku was radiating so much power, it was felt in a separate dimension. That's how much power he was outputting. So Goku is like, all right, well, you should probably train with it. It takes a little bit to get used to. You're gonna feel that surge of aggression. Yeah, I feel it. Okay, just calm down. Just, all right, and then he practiced it with it for like maybe an extra few minutes, and like, okay, it's gonna take some getting used to. But wow, this power is insane. I know, right? Just use it responsibly. I will. Thanks. It's been great meeting you, Goku. Same here. All right, now for Vampa, and then boop, teleports. And Goku, winds up on Vampa. And at first, he can't find anyone. So he's walking around sensing. He can sense the energy of Broly, who would be still much younger here. This is not the Broly we get, obviously, in Dragon Ball Super. Although, in theory, he still has that same level of potential. Because after a while, he can't get much stronger training with Paragus. So he kind of caps for a while. I would say that Broly probably peaked early, at least in terms of where we met him there. Like, there wasn't a lot of training to do. He had just such natural raw potential, though. And, Goku's walking around. Now, if Broly does go all out on Goku, okay, Dragon Ball Super level power Goku, Super Saiyan God, plus Ultra Instinct, plus he still has Akari he can add on, too. Like, he has practiced with the Akari and the Super Saiyan forms. He hasn't gotten Super Saiyan Blue yet. But he does have, like, say, Super Saiyan God Akari and Ultra Instinct, because we know he kind of combined his Saiyan heritage with Ultra Instinct. I imagine he's kind of, while he doesn't have perfected Ultra Instinct, he does have, like, an Ultra Instinct Akari form. So he doesn't, but he does not have Super Saiyan Blue yet. And then all the other forms that may come along with that. So Goku is, so could he take Broly in a fight? I'd say yes, because this Broly doesn't have the means to go Super Saiyan. Like, he doesn't have that catalyst to transform. And because he doesn't have the catalyst to transform into Super Saiyan, Goku would be pushed, but he could still probably beat him if he had to. But Goku's walking around and he says, like, oh, hello there. It's like, what? Someone. And by the way, Paragus would be much younger here, too. Like, Paragus, I think, is in his 80s plus. We know that because he's going gray when we meet him in Super. But that is... See, it's the very beginning of Dragon Ball Z at the moment in terms of the timeline. That would be, and the Dragon Ball, so that'd be at least 15 years down the road. So Paragus actually is still in relatively good fighting shape, all things considered. Oh yeah, he's in his 60s-ish, but he could still fight. Granted, he's not anywhere near as strong as Broly, and he's not anywhere near as strong as Goku, so he's not, someone's finally here to rescue us. Rescue? We're saved, son, we're saved. Another Saiyan, too. It's impossible. I thought we were all wiped out. Whoa. What's going on? Do you have anything to eat? Oh, God. We've been eating bugs and rocks mostly here the whole time. Well, they have been eating bugs mostly. And, it's like, Broly, it's all right. So it's like, who are you? It's like, oh, I'm Kakarot. I'm a Saiyan from, I'm a Saiyan, but I haven't been in this universe for a while. I haven't been in this universe. Wait, what are you? It's like, and he explains exactly who he is. And again, what happens? You managed to survive, and you wound up in a separate universe, raised by the angel, lived with a god of destruction. Unbelievable. Just how strong are you? It's like, oh, I'm pretty strong. And he just kind of gets his look, strong enough to do what I think I need to do. But first, you're right. But you guys shouldn't be here. We need to get you on a different planet. I actually know a planet where there's another Saiyan. Yeah, he's Vegeta's brother. Vegeta's brother? I never knew King Vegeta had a second son. Yeah, apparently he was embarrassed by him. Sent him off when he was a kid. Sucks. But I can definitely help you guys out. Hold on. Just hold on to my back. It's like, and then boom, it's like, we're here. Hey, Tarble. Oh, hey, Goku. I've been practicing a little bit since you got here. But I mean, I didn't think you'd be back. No, yeah, I found those other Saiyans I was talking about. This is Broly and this is Paragus. Hello. It's good to meet you, sir. It's good to meet you too. But tell me, how did you make it out here? And he, again, explains the story. He's like, I see. I'm sorry that... So, Paragus wants revenge against Vegeta for what his father did. Understandable. But Tarble falls into a very blank slate a very interesting category for Paragus in terms of relations, in terms of what he might want from him. Because he was rejected, neglected, all that too. So he actually has no reason, and to be fair, Paragus doesn't have any actual reason to hate Vegeta. He hates his father, but Vegeta's dead, and you're his father, you're a Prince of all Saiyans, so I'm going to take it out on you. But he actually doesn't have a real reason to hate Tarble. He understands that Tarble was kind of neglected and abused, and he still found his way here. So he can't be angry about that. And so he goes and, just says, thank you. We don't want you to be a part. No, there's plenty of room on this planet. Oh, and guys, I can show you the technique I learned. And he shows off Super Saiyan to Paragus. And it's like, ah. And, Paragus, tries to, Now, some Saiyans might not be able to do it. Some Saiyans might not be able to. We know that it's about S cells, too. Paragus probably doesn't have the S cells count. At least not initially. Maybe that's something that grows as time goes on. But after, straight, I can do it. I will get my revenge on you. I swear. It just powers up. And, unreal. This power's insane. Now, Paragus as a Saiyan, Super Saiyan, wouldn't be all that strong. I mean, he'd be strong, but he wouldn't even be able to take on base. We don't know how strong he really was. I think his power level, when they did let me try Paragus' power level, because they did look his power level up in the movie. Mind you, this is a weaker one, so we can probably extrapolate Paragus power level. So we can probably extrapolate from where the reading was to what it originally was. Apparently it was around 4,200. Which still, for an old man Saiyan, means he would have beaten Raditz' ass. He's actually kind of stronger than Nappa when he first shows up. Although, yeah, so, fans speculate that the power level at his prime could have been significantly higher, somewhere between 6,000 and 8,000, according to the fan versus speculation. So let's average that and say 7,000. And I think that's a real fair reading, too. Like, at best, it would have been double, but I think average that to 7. That means, at best, his power level right now is 350 grand, which is impressive. He could manhandle Ginyu. But he could not even beat base, like, fully suppressed Frieza. He could not beat. But that's what training is for. And he's still, and honestly, because he's been training with Broly, his power level might actually be a little higher. So why don't we be a little bit nicer and say 400,000? But now he can maybe train with his son. Now, Broly does say, hey, Broly, you try. It's like, well, I don't really, you don't really like the fight. Don't worry. We'll figure this out. Don't you worry. Come on, Broly, try it. If you want to get revenge for what happened, you need to try. What they did to us. It was unfair, it was unjust, and we need to get revenge. Like, well, maybe you shouldn't push it on. I will decide what's best for my son. Now, Broly, do it. All right. It's just, and finally you can feel the power increasing. It's like, that's it, Broly, son. Like, wait, and Goku even says, like, something's not right here. Wait a minute. And then even Whis is now feeling it. That doesn't feel good. It's like, now, big important thing here. He's only turning into a typical Super Saiyan. Remember when he went Super Saiyan in the movie, he was already in a Akari state. So he stacked Super Saiyan on top of that. So he's not as strong as when he was in the Super Saiyan in the movie. He's not. In fact, he's 10 times weaker than. But 10 times, just Akari Broly was enough to push God Ki Goku. In this version, Goku is stronger than that version because of his extra forms. Okay, now you get a Broly who is actually 5 times stronger than that. That is difficult to say. And again, Broly, when Goku went Super Saiyan Blue, he was still keeping up with Goku, but Goku now clearly had the edge. It's tough to say how much stronger he really would be than Goku. He would certainly be stronger than God Goku. But Goku adding, say, Akari on top of that, or Ultra Instinct Sign, or maybe even pushing it to the limit and going into finally unlocking Super Saiyan Blue, it'd be tough. It would be pushing him, but I think he could still learn Super Saiyan, or still could beat Broly. And so Broly's like, and so Broly's like, but I think what's going on is he's a little off, like his rate, and unfortunately, like the Akari form is starting to leak in too. So Goku's like, Broly, it's okay, Broly, just let it go, let the anger go. You did it, you transformed, and just remember that feeling. That's like, just takes a swing and go, whoa, and Goku immediately is like, no, Ultra Instinct Omen right out the gate, like his power is huge. Like, I didn't know there would be someone this strong in Universe 7. Holy crap. But with Ultra Instinct Omen, which is, again, we know it is, in fact, a power increase. We know it is. We just don't know what the actual increase is. Because he literally shook the whole world of Void, or whatever. I think that's where I was taking place. When going into Ultra Instinct Omen, we know for a fact, despite the fact it's treated more like a state of mind and a technique, it is in fact a transformation. You do transform with it. So there's enough of an increase there that Goku, but he can sense he's getting stronger too. Goku actually adds Akari on there, doing it 10 times Ultra Instinct Omen, which I think, if I remember the design idea correctly, Goku does gain silver eyes when using Ultra Instinct Omen, but his hair stays black. I think you could gain like not even a yellow, like a gold silver eye here to combine the Akari with the silver-eyed Ultra Instinct Omen. His hair gets a little bit more spikier, but it's still, because Goku's hair stayed about the same. It was a little wavy. In fact, it does stay the same, more or less. It doesn't get spiky like Super Saiyan. So it does gain more of the 8 spikes in it. And you add 10 times onto Omen, now Goku holds the straight edge. And even though his offense, he still hasn't gotten the Ultra Instinct offense down yet, with an extra 10 times power on there, he certainly has more power to throw. Just, poof, poof, And now he's putting Broly back into the ground. It's okay, Broly. It's okay. Relax. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. He's using his power, just kind of holding there. He's shaking with it. It's like, you're okay. You're okay. Just take a breath. Take a breath. And finally, just, it's like, whoa. And Paragus and Tarble are like, whoa. What happened with him? I don't know. Something about the power. It didn't work well with his maybe he has some. He must have some potential. Yes, that does maybe add up. I just didn't think he would be that bad or uncontrollable. Really? It's like, yeah, it was the reason we were banished from Vegeta. King Vegeta feared his potential. Feared we might even try to overthrow him. It's like, well, that's insane. Yes, I know, but I didn't even know Broly had this much latent potential. It's insane. And Broly's, I'm sorry about everything. It's like, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. But I guess, you're going to have to learn to control the temper, definitely. Yeah, it's just, and he explains probably what it is. Like, it's a byproduct of his Saiyan heritage, like going into ape form without the use of a tail. Like, and Goku's even like, you can do that? It's like, yeah, I did. I learned how Dad had to remove my tail just so I didn't transform by accident. I couldn't control it as a kid. But every once in a while, I'm still able to tap into that power. That rage is still there. Now, he wasn't going in car here, but he's likening it to that. Yeah, I can understand that too. I used to have that problem, but I trained with Mom enough. Now I can actually access the Ozara power on its own without actually transforming into the Great. Really? You can do that? It's like, yeah, it's actually pretty good, or pretty impressive. I can tell too, there's more in there. Like, there's more potential we have beyond this, but I still haven't been able to figure out a way to unlock it quite yet. And so Goku, it's like, okay, it's like, sorry. It's like, look, I apologize, Tarble, for what this inconvenience may have caused you. If you don't wish to keep us, no, it's fine. No, we're just gonna have to train together on that. Together, man, you really are different from your brother, from the rest of your family, aren't you? I can respect that. So thank you, Kakarot, for everything you've done for us. Thank you. Hey, no problem. So what are you going to do now? And then Goku actually gets a little, obviously he's back in base form, gets a bit more stone cold serious. She's like, now I gotta go meet with a certain bit. I gotta go meet with a frost demon. And they hear that, or it's like, or actually he says, I'm gonna go meet with the rest of what's left of us. Wait, you mean you're going to go? That's right. I'm gonna go play Vegeta and Frieza visit. And so Goku, it's like, smiles and disappears, and ultimately winds up not right in front of Frieza, but winds up on the Frieza's ship. Now, where are you? Now, Vegeta, Nappa, and Radz are probably out right now, but he can sense Frieza is still there. It's like, and he starts walking towards him. Meanwhile, back in Universe 6, dinner's ready. Amazing. Oh, this smells delicious, divine, Vados. You've outdone yourself. Yes, where is Goku, by the way? I assumed he'd be back by now. He never misses dinner. It's like, yeah, I'm sure him and Kaba have just been training most intently. I think, maybe they even stayed there. Oh, but he never misses one of my dinners. That wouldn't be like him. It's like, let me see. Oh, no, I'm sure he just learned. Kaba, King Latos. Is Goku done training with Kaba? Dinner's ready, and I'd like to have him home. It's like, I'm afraid, well, he should be. They finished hours ago. Hours ago? Really? I thought he went back to train with Kaba. Not that I know of. Thank you. Lord Champa, didn't you tell me Goku had gone with Lord to go see Kaba? I did, yes. Little scamp must have lied to us both. How dare he? Lord Kaba, I keep saying Kaba. Lord Champa. Don't look at me. He told me he was going to go train with Kaba. It's like, Lord Champa. Yeah, no, I'm not taking a bullet for you, this kid. He went to Universe 7. Oh, why would he do that? It's like, he's just feeling so isolated. He's been feeling a little fish out of water. Vados starts seeing food. You can't blame him. He's not from this universe. Of course he'd feel a natural pull towards his home universe. But I warned him that the Saiyans of that universe aren't the sort. Most of the Saiyans of that universe aren't the sort to be able to want to try to into any sort of camaraderie. Like, well, I mean, he is now what, 20? He's allowed to make decisions for himself. And Vados, getting a little mature, I suppose I should go check on it. I was like, oh, Vados, don't be such a mother. I was like, don't be what? Now, I meant nothing by it, Vados. I'm just saying he's a grown man now. He can make his own choices. I suppose. But, except the fact, and technically speaking, because he's from that universe, he can do as he likes. And it's like, because the one of the worries would be he'd get in trouble, but Shamba makes a good point. He's from that universe. He can just kind of do what he likes in that universe if he wants. So I suppose you're right, but that doesn't mean he's getting off light. Nor are you. Don't worry, you're allowed to eat dinner and have dessert. It's like, oh, I am. Yes, and afterward we're giving a double time workout of training, Lord Champa. It's like, double on a full stomach? That's insane. You're right. No, that wouldn't be fair. Triple. That way you can work off all those extra calories 3 times as fast. Champa's like, I am going to murder you, Goku. And so we end with Champa being like, I hate you so much, kid, right now. And Goku finally walking is like, and who exactly are you? I'm Kakarot, and I'm a Saiyan you forgot to kill. I'm Goku. And I would like to have to worry you about Saiyans. Goku squaring off on Frieza. Now, we should know at this point in the timeline what has happened. On Earth, mind you. I do believe Goku would have gone with Bulma, been a bodyguard. Basically, they would have stopped Pilaf. She would have gotten her wish probably for strawberries more than anything else. It was either going to be a boyfriend or strawberries. That or Yamcha shows up, except Yamcha is just, kind of a cad. We know that, but still. Then the Red Ribbon Army honestly would not be stopped. But the guy was a Colonel Silver, whatever, I can't remember each one's name. He was going to wish himself to be taller. Then the other guy takes over the world. Then King Piccolo comes and just wrecks shop on the entire planet. Kami probably does make does make the sacrifice to try to seal him away. I mean, Roshi probably tries to seal him away and fails. Honestly, it's probably going to end with Kami either sealing him away with his own Mafaba, or he kills King Piccolo. Because honestly, if we go by what Kami's power level allegedly is, Kami's power level is stated to be somewhere between 220 and 400. It's important to note that power levels are inconsistent or not always reliable. While Kami was once a formidable Neki, he's weaker after splitting with Kami and King Piccolo, and he's also older, so his power level wouldn't really be all that high. His prime Kami was likely stronger than the average Namekian warrior, who was estimated power levels around 1,000. But above average Namekian warriors have powers around 3,000. This would imply that, because there's average Namekian warriors that have like 3,000 power levels. So, and we know for a fact that Kami was probably stronger than an average Namekian warrior around 1,000. He probably was closer to like the 3,000. He might have even been stronger because of all this potential he had. So let's be nice and say 4,000. That means when they split, they were probably both around 2,000. But the fact is, neither of these guys actually spent a lot of time training. So, yeah, it is hard to say, where they might have lied. It would make sense that they both, and King Piccolo just got old, like very old, which is why his power was so weak. At their peaks, separated, they were probably actually somewhere in like the high 1,000 to 2,000 range, which would make sense. They were an above average Namekian warrior at the time, and even the strongest Namekian warriors were around 3,000. So if he was at least the average level, they would have been about 1,500. If he was even above the original, then or above that, around 4,000. Point being, though, Kami is actually, in any of these power levels readings, Kami is still around the same level as King Piccolo, even with his youth restored. Which tells you that Kami probably didn't completely slack on his training for a while. It was only in his later years as he got older, he probably had to slow down. Because Kami also wants to make right, he probably does figure out a way along with Popo's help. Which Popo, by the way, I always look up Popo's power for this. Popo, he could in fact Popo's power level. Popo is stated to have a power level around, and say it's like around 1,030. It's estimated to be even a little higher than that. And again, because and some people speculate about his Jin origins. That's why his powers kind of fluxes a little bit based on what he's fighting. But more to the point, he outright could beat King Piccolo. Outright. So maybe that's what he just on Popo. I'm going to have to ask you to take care of Piccolo. Of course, Kami. But I must ask, are we planning to do what I think you're going to do? No, we'll only seal picking Piccolo away. This time we'll keep him up here for good measure. That way he does not get out. We'll use the Dragon Balls to resurrect those he's slain. And so they do that. And King Piccolo, there is no Ma Junior here. So, and we are at the, like I said, we're at the very beginning of the Dragon Ball, or beginning of Z era. So it would end, honestly, with Tien still being the World Martial Arts champ. He's probably not as strong because he doesn't have to compete with Goku here. So all the Z Fighters without having Goku there are far weaker. So ultimately, that's where we're going to end it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.